Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. Today is Monday. That means it is my weekly, week 6 grocery haul video upload of the $25 grocery budget challenge of 2025. The way the challenge works is I'm spending $25 cash. I am alone, am committed to eating the meals, but I am sharing with a household member who randomly just shows up all of the time at mealtime. Funny how that happens. So I am occasionally sharing some meals with a household member, but I'm committing only to ensuring that myself have breakfast, lunch, and supper. The goal is not just to spend $25, but to take advantage of any strategy available to me to increase my buying power. Things like store incentive programs, so that's a points program, coupons, shopping the flyers, shopping markdowns, meal planning, anything that I can think of that will allow me to increase what I can get for the $25 cash. Check out what I was able to get this week. It was great. And guess what? I didn't redeem any PC Optimum points. I didn't redeem any Scene points, and I didn't redeem any fast fuel coupons. This is a straight buy. This is what I got for $25 cash. I'm in the yogurt aisle. There are a couple things that I am interested in. So this is Greek yogurt. 99 cents. I do have a coupon that I could use, a dollar coupon that would bring this down to nothing. There's only one here, so I'm going to take this off the shelf while I'm walking around deciding. And then we also have these Activia drinks. They're $1.99. There's 8 in here, and they're 93 milliliters, strawberry banana. And down here we have the Danone. They are the 6 in the container. So, I mean, why would I buy these ones? It's the same price as getting the Activias, and there's 2 more bottles in the Activia. I mean, you just gotta really pay attention. I just got a free fast fuel coupon, $3.32. I have these 5 fast fuel coupons. So we got $3.32, $3.12, $3.58, $4.97, and $3.46 that I could use at either Sobeys or Foodland. I don't have any plans to use them this week. In addition, I earned 3,490 PC Optimum points this past week. What that means is I have 20,000 Optimum points equaling $20 that I could redeem, but I also don't have any plans to redeem those. Things may change, but at this point, I don't have any plans to redeem fast fuel coupons or PC Optimum points. And I'm still no more Scene points. I still have only earned like not that many. Week 6 groceries, I spent $24.80. And that's almost identical to what I spent cash for week 5, which was $24.81. So that's going to be important. I'm going to talk about that little bit left over from week 5 and a little bit left over from this week near the end. I got 2 items free this week. I'm going to talk about that. And I'm splitting an item with somebody else. Let's get started. My very first shop was at Sobeys, and I was really thinking about an item, and I ended up going back in and getting it. So very first thing, I was looking at some yogurt. This Greek yogurt was marked down to 99 cents. The Activia was marked down, the yogurt drinks, and those are fantastic for me to use in my smoothies. The chili powder was all of their Clubhouse spices and seasonings and mixes and gravies were on for $5, which makes it $1.25. So those were really great deals, and I took everything to the cash. I had a coupon for the Activia, a coupon for the Oikos yogurt, and when I got to the cash and they were ringing me through, the Activia yogurt rang in at $5.29. And I let them know that that was not what it was tagged on the shelf. And they actually ended up giving it to me free under the scanning code of practice. If you're Canadian, you might know what that means. It is a voluntary code that when an item rings in more expensive than the shelf price, and the shelf price is not a leftover sale tag, if the store participates in this practice, they will give you the item free if it is under $10. And if the item is over $10, they will give you $10 off the price. So I randomly and very gently just said, do you guys participate in the scanning code of practice? And she said, oh, yes. Yes, we do. So you can take a look on my receipt here. The gravy mix was $1.25. The Greek yogurt, the strawberry, came in at 99 cents. And you can see the yogurt drink, strawberry banana, $0, shelf price, and then scanning code of practice credit. So they rang that in for me. And it's funny, she had already rang in my coupon, which was actually for $1. And I said, I want my coupon back. Oh, yes, she said, of course. And at the end, she still had the coupon sitting on the cash register. And I was like, I was just wondering, I really would like to have my coupon back. And she was like, oh, yes, of course. And she gave it back to me right away. I mean, why would I leave that coupon there with her if I didn't have to use it because the product ended up being free? So anyways, that I thought started the week out pretty great. But while I was in there, I saw these turkey burgers on the shelf, $8.99 in-store special. So this was not a flyer special. You wouldn't be able to get this unless you lived local to the Sobeys in Greenwood, Nova Scotia. This is where it was on in-store special. And I just kind of slid the tag to the side so I could see what the regular price was. They were like $15.79. I'm going to say, I don't even think it was $15.99. I think it was $15.79, but it was $15 and change. I kept thinking about that. I kept thinking, geez, that's a really large chunk of money. So actually, I didn't slide the tag aside right away. I bought my yogurt, bought my chili powder. I was still thinking about this, got out to my car, and I was like, geez. I haven't had anything like burgers. That's a really fabulous price. 6 servings. I'm just going to go back in and look is what I thought in my mind. So I got out of the car, went back in, and that's when I moved the tag aside. And I was like, oh my gosh, regular 15 something. And I could be getting it for $8.99. I'd really like to have these. You know what? And I just bought them. I know that is a huge chunk out of the budget. But I just got that one item for free and I was feeling pretty good about things. So I don't normally like to spend big chunks of the budget at the very beginning. I kind of like to plan everything first. So those were the Sobeys. I had picked up another package of the specialty pasta at Bargain Harley's for $1.44. So this is tagliatelle. And it was $1.44, 500 grams. Then I shopped at Superstore. I'm kind of all over the place. I shopped at Superstore and I follow deal sites. I know I say that. I follow all kinds of coupon pages and I like following like-minded people. I give people ideas and sometimes they give me ideas. And I had heard that Superstore had replaced the packaging. So you see how the packages here kind of look different. One is on the plate and one isn't. I had heard that they'd replaced the packaging, that things looked different, and that one was scanning at the correct sale price of $3.33 and that one was not. And that it was possible if it didn't, that it could be eligible for the scanning code of practice. So I went in, where is my receipt here? And all of the boxes that I saw had every flavor had the little plates with the chicken cutlets, breaded chicken cutlets sitting on plates, just like this. And I didn't know if this was the old or the new, but I thought $3.33, that's a really good price. That would give me 2 servings of stuffed chicken breasts. And if I get it for a great deal, great. And if it's the new packaging and it's ringing in at a higher price, well, perhaps something will happen. Something being scanning code of practice. But it wasn't. It was $3.33. So I bought it and I went on my merry little way. Ended up really thinking about things. Like, I wanted to get some prosciutto. Sometimes, like, I'm scattered when I go in the stores and I don't have the list prioritized in my mind, and I'm uncertain of what I want. What's the most important? And I know that I can do better than this, but sometimes I just make multiple purchases. I don't do this in my regular life, but when I'm planning this challenge, sometimes I'm a bit scattery. I ended up getting the prosciutto, and I was thinking in my mind that it was going to be around $2 because that's what it was the last time I bought it. But she sliced it incredibly, incredibly thin. I actually think that, I don't know if this is going to wrap around my jalapenos well, but it was $1.28. Okay, great. We won't talk about this one yet. So that was my purchase at Superstore. I am splitting this bag of frozen fruit with my sister. So I have it right now, but I have to open it up, weigh it, cut it in half. This bag of frozen fruit came from Gateway. I haven't had a Gateway trip in a long time, and I am about due for one. But I saw these on they have a social media page, and they often just post their stuff. And I've been eating a lot of smoothies, and this pack was $6.97, and it's a kg. So most of the bags that I buy when I'm at the grocery store, you're either getting between 400 to 600 grams. So at the 400 level, this is the equivalent of 2+ bags. At the 600 gram level, it's almost double. But this has peaches, strawberries, and you see these big black things? These are blackberries, big, massive blackberries. So I just spoke with my sister about it. She makes smoothies every day as well, but she typically uses just straight strawberries, nothing else. But I asked her if she would go halves on this so that we could see what it was all about, what the quality was like, if we liked it, and she said yes. So my half of this was $3.49. You can see that I had chili on my mind because I got the chili seasoning, and I got some items at Walmart that are going to be working with my chili. 98 cents for a can of mushrooms, and that was the best price that I could find anywhere this week, and that was just their regular price. So it's 98 cents a can. The grand total was $1.96. And then I got thinking, I definitely will not be making a big enough batch that I would be putting an entire can of corn in. But if I put a half a can of corn in and I could save the other half for ingredients in another recipe, the best price that you can get, $1.37 for canned vegetables. You can get it at Giant Tiger, and you can get it at Walmart. But the majority of the Walmart items are product of Canada. Corn is a big, not local to me, but local to Canada. It is a big item that we produce. So I try when I have an option and it's the same price and I can purchase Canadian or I can purchase something imported, I will always go for Canadian. That is nothing against the countries where things are imported from. There's all kinds of places where things are imported from. Yes, the US, sometimes Australia, sometimes Egypt, sometimes Turkey, sometimes Italy. So here, this one's Italy. I just local first for me, and then branch out to elsewhere. So that was $1.37. Keeping in mind that sometimes, that the handsome one and I talked about this, sometimes chili has celery in it. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I like to have snacks in the evening, and celery is something that I like for snacks. But I couldn't justify, most of the places are $2.99 to $3.99. regular price for celery. And I just randomly, there's an Avery's that's very, very close to the Sobeys that I was in, where I bought the turkey burgers and the yogurt. And the one great thing about an independent is if something is starting to go, they don't want to get rid of the whole thing. They actually will process it. And you've often seen me purchase things on these little trays. Sometimes it is um, cut peppers. Sometimes it's just a piece of cabbage. I really like that they try to rescue what they can and that it's an opportunity for people like me to buy a portion of something at a more reasonable price than like a full package of celery. So this package cost me 75 cents and I got a marked down zucchini. So my total was $1.20 at Avery's. And now let's talk about this. So later, actually the very last day, no, it was the first day of the new sale. So I didn't realize this $3.33 price is ongoing. It's going into December. It's going for a while. And I stopped into a different Superstore and I realized that these packages were different. So I took this, just wondering, I took that to the cash and I can't show my whole receipt. I was in there buying a Christmas gift. Let me do this different so I've got it all folded up. So I can't show the entire receipt because it's got a Christmas gift on there and the person is probably going to be watching this video. So you can see here that I got it for $0. They actually had to go back and check the tags on the shelf. That's fine. Only took a couple minutes, but I ended up getting this one for free. So I have ham and cheese, and now I have, these ones are Parmesan stuffed. So that's kind of exciting to me. All right, that's all the groceries, except for one item. Now, remember I said I spent $24.80, and last week I spent $24.81. Well, that's 19 and 18. So you might think like, what can you get for pennies? That's pennies, guys. 19 cents, 18 cents. But when you watch your pennies, the dollars will fall into place. And I really believe that. I genuinely believe that is the little spends, many, many, many little spends that seem inconsequential that add up to, I'm out of money, or I'm in trouble, or I've overspent. It's the little ones that you don't think matter. Those are the ones, they are silently mattering. So my tiny little amount of money from each week allowed me to buy a package of ramen noodles. I have really, really been enjoying having shrimp lo mein, but I'm out of noodles. So those little bits that I was just mindful about are now providing the base for another meal for me, which I think is pretty fabulous. So this week I didn't spend any fast fuel coupons. This week I didn't redeem any points. I have actually quite a lot available to me, but I'm saving them. I don't know. I just like to save things. So I've got enough food right now that I'm very content. Yes, I'm certain the handsome one is going to be eating some of these meals. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of my thought process, how I do things, not necessarily how scattered sometimes I am going through the cash a couple times in one shop, but in general, how I'm thinking about what I'm buying. So yeah, I'm excited. I got some really great groceries this week. And of course, I was able to take advantage, and that allowed me to talk about a different opportunity that I haven't really discussed in the past, and that is the Canadian scanning code of practice. So if you've never heard about it before and you do live in Canada, I recommend that you Google it. Google is great. Google is your friend, and just kind of check it out. I don't go into stores specifically looking for ways to take advantage of the scanning code of practice, but I certainly always have it in the back of my mind. And I hope that if I do find a situation where it's applicable, that will be offered to me without me having to ask. So I think we did great this week. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would do so. It will help me. Likes, shares, comments, they help me as well. And of course, I really enjoy reading your feedback. Let me know what you think. Have a great week, everyone, and stay tuned until Friday when you will see all of the great meals that we had this week.